Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Essential Travel Design Studios here in LA. My name is Russell Paulson, your host as always, and I'm privileged to be joined today by Robert Kellerman from the NoMad Hotel Los Angeles, and this is a fresh new episode of Early Check-In. Will you please just start out by telling me a little bit about the NoMad properties in general and the group, how it started, where it is today, and what's coming ahead?
Absolutely. So NoMad started in New York. In 2012, we opened the property there. NoMad stands for North of Madison, hence the M is capitalized, which is the neighborhood in New York that we kind of named. It really kind of was an discovered sliver of Manhattan, but it's right between Midtown and downtown. It's right where Madison Square Park is, Flatiron Building, and gorgeous historical building. It's a Beaux Arts building from the 1920s. It kind of became this really hot spot. It wasn't really meant to be more than one property. It was very sort of grassroots efforts, very locally driven. We partnered with these two amazing guys from 11 Madison Park, which was ranked the #1 restaurant on the top 50 in the world in 2017. Very super fine dining, high quality. And for NoMad, we approached them to create a little bit more of an approachable, elegant yet approachable sort of menu and environment. And it kind of just took off. It really became sort of the local hangout for New York. Still to this day, like 5-6 years later, it's still like, as soon as you walk in, it's just like, it's crazy busy, it's buzzing, and it just has this really sort of, genuine approach to it. We collaborated with Jacques Garcia, who is this acclaimed French designer, who's done a lot of work in Europe and in Paris specifically. He's known for Hotel Coste in Paris, and he never really done much in the US yet. So this was, NoMad New York was his first sort of presence in the US, and he has this very sort of unique style. He loves velvets.
Right, yeah.
Velvets
you say
on
Hotel
velvets.
Coste and you immediately get the vibe, definitely.
So he kind of has this, fresh approach on these grand old European hotels. It has this sort of classical component to it, but it feels lifestyle and sort of cool at the same time. And for New York specifically, it's very sort of Paris meets East Coast with regards to the feel that it evokes, because it was built for, or it was a French building, a Beaux Arts building, so it's more French inspired. NoMad LA opened about 1.5 years ago, last year, January. It's also rooted in a historical building, which is kind of like one of our brand pillars for NoMad, that it has to be historical, it has to have sort of an architecturally significant building.
So with the LA property, that's the old Bank of Italy building?
So it was built in 1923 for Bank of Italy, which became Bank of America eventually. And that was their Southern California headquarters, which had been sitting empty for 20 years before we opened it. And it's this gorgeous landmark building, historical landmark building, which has this very sort of imposing 1920s bank feeling. As soon as you walk in, it has these gorgeous pillars on the front of the building.
Right.
Incredible ceilings, 20-foot ceilings in the main lobby that are all original.
Coffering and
exactly,
everything.
Yeah, all from the original bank. So it's pretty impressive. For NoMad LA, Jacques Garcia really took inspiration from Italy because it was built for Bank of Italy. We wanted to kind of pay tribute to that heritage and incorporate it on the interiors as well, just like he did in NoMad New York. So for LA, and it's subtle touches. It's not like over the top sort of, Italian,
right,
in your face sort of thing, but it's really kind of finding a beautiful balance between Italy meets California. So the color palette is very bright. We have, gorgeous blues and reds and greens and pinks. And then the rooms are, especially compared to New York, are much brighter. They're a little bit more contemporary compared to New York. And the color scheme kind of came from the Italian ceiling as well. That was kind of like a big inspiration for the design overall. So we have 241 guest rooms, so it's a decent sized property actually. And I have two favorites. One is our atelier room, which is a room type that we have across all of our Nomad properties, and has a freestanding tub. It's kind of like an open floor plan. It's sort of inspired by Jacques Garcia's young artist days in Paris, where his apartment had, everything is in one space.
Right.
So you have the bathtub in the corner of the room. You have this room divider that separates the vanity and the shower, and then you have your separate water closet to give you a little bit of additional privacy. But it's just a very different take on your sort of standard hotel room, because it doesn't feel like you're staying in a hotel. The whole idea for Nomad is that it feels very residential, and it feels more like you're staying in somebody's elegant apartment or home rather than like in a hotel. And then the other favorite that I have is our corner suite, which is stacked on the corners. We have 9 of them, and they have like a ton of windows. There's this gorgeous light coming in throughout the day because the sun sort of moves around that corner, and it really feels like you're kind of like in a New York apartment almost. You have this really spacious living room, gorgeous master bedroom with the freestanding tub, and then you have a large bathroom as well.
All right, I got some rapid fire questions for you that I'm just going to throw at you. We'll just do like 5 of them. Would you rather spend 3 nights in a standard room or 1 night in your favorite or the best suite at the property?
Easy, just the one-night suite.
Just the quality, just get it in.
Living it up, yeah.
Okay, so you are actually from the Netherlands.
Correct.
Fun fact.
Yes.
Who is your favorite Dutch person of all time?
Oh my God. That's a tough one.
Cruyff?
I mean, actually, for like being such a small country, like we've made quite a big impact on the world stage.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not necessarily a person, I think, but it's more like, I love that Heineke is kind of like our representation throughout the world.
Genius.
I mean, he is a person. I mean, he's dead by now, but
his spirit lives on.
He's actually, like, his family is one of the richest families in Holland, more so than our monarchy. But side story.
Okay, favorite word in Dutch?
Gezellig.
Gezellig, which means?
There's not really of an English translation for it.
Okay.
It's kind of like a word that we use to describe sort of, coming together as a group, and having, dinner or drinks, and it's kind of just sort of the social aspect of life, really.
Okay.
It's used a lot in our language.
Longest stay someone has had at the Nomad property?
In LA, because we're still fairly new, it's not that exciting. I think it's only been like a month, but for Nomad,
still pretty good.
For Nomad New York, though, I think we've had like a 12-month stay, like a big celebrity stayed in
a full year
in our top suite. Yeah,
moved in.
Yeah.
Wow. What is your favorite dish served on property right now?
So we have two of my favorites actually. We have the fava bean hummus, which is out of this world. I'm a big hummus freak. And then carrot tartare, which doesn't sound very exciting, but it's like it is extremely delicious.
Until you try it.
Yes.
Okay. Last thing, you can never travel without
CBD drops.
Genius.
To help you relax and sleep, especially if you travel throughout different time zones. It's a good.
Damn, that's
good companion to have, yes.
Good
My
stuff.
mom actually gave me that. Maybe that's because I'm Dutch.
Progressive Dutch. Yeah, exactly. That's fitting. That's very fitting.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, this has been great, man.
Awesome.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And we look forward to sending clients your way.
Appreciate it. Thank you.